The San Diego Chargers travel to Denver to face their division rival Broncos on Thursday Night Football. Denver's installed as a 10.5-point favorite on BETDAQ, 53 the total in this game. This is an important game for both these teams. The Broncos, 11-2, they have the AFC's best record, but they're just a game ahead of the New England Patriots in the race for home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And of course, they lost to New England a couple of weeks ago, so they need to stay at least a game ahead of the Patriots, so they need to keep winning. San Diego Chargers at 6-7. They're a game out of the sixth and final playoff spot in the AFC. They probably need to win the rest of their games. This is a must-win situation for San Diego. Now, back in Week 10, these two teams played in San Diego. Denver coming out with a 28-20 win. Broncos did cover the number just barely. They were a 7-point favorite in that game. But San Diego played well. It was a competitive game, and the 28 points was Denver's second lowest point total of the year. So the San Diego defense, which ranks 11th in the NFL in points allowed, has shown that they can at least slow down the Denver offense, which is more than most teams in the NFL can say. Denver hung 51 points on the Tennessee Titans last week. That's the third time this season they've scored 50 or more. They're the first team since the 1970 AFL-NFL merger to score 50 points or more 3 times in their first 13 games. This Bronco offense is just something else. They lead the NFL in yards per game, pass yards per game, points per game, averaging nearly 40 points per game. I mean, San Diego has a good offense. They're 4th in the NFL in total offense, 4th in passing offense, but they average a full 16 points per game, fewer than the Denver Broncos. So these teams just on different levels when it comes to offense. Now, San Diego, as we said, they do rank 11th in points allowed on defense, but yards allowed, they're not quite as good. 28th in the NFL in yards allowed, also 28th in passing defense. So even though that defense does tighten up in the red zone, they have allowed opposing offenses to go up and down the field throughout the year. So you would expect the Denver offense to have maybe a little bit more success in this game than they had in Week 10 in San Diego. And I do lean towards Denver minus 10.5 here. You know, this just feels like the type of game where if you bet on San Diego, you're going to be very hopeful the whole game. You're going to hope things go wrong for Denver. You're going to be hoping for turnovers, hoping for a backdoor cover. You know, I can see Denver, of course, being 17 points ahead, say, late in the third, early in the fourth quarter, and Chargers bettors thinking, oh, we're still in it. And yes, that could work out. The Chargers could pull out a backdoor cover in this game. Denver might turn it over a few times. The game might be sort of ugly and somewhat competitive. But probably the better team's going to win here, and they're probably going to win by a double-digit margin. After all of Denver's wins this year, except 3 of them, 8 of their 11 wins have come by double digits. So as I said, I do lean towards Denver minus 10.5 in this spot, even though I will say I can understand a San Diego money line bet. I believe Chargers on the money line, 536 on BETDAQ, something like that last time I checked. Definitely a good price for Chargers money line. And they're a weird team. They play well from time to time and beat good teams. Their last win was against the Kansas City Chiefs on the road. They do have a good offense, as we said, 4th in the NFL in total yards per game, and Denver does struggle defensively. The Broncos have surrendered 90 points in their last 3 games. They rank 25th in the league in total defense. So the San Diego offense could get something going here, and again, I understand a San Diego money line bet. I said, I believe in the video we did a couple of days ago, the week preview video, that a Denver minus 10.5 bet is my favorite bet here. A San Diego money line bet, my second favorite bet here, if that makes any sense. So I do expect the Broncos to win this game handily, but again, wouldn't be stunned, I guess, if Phillip Rivers and the Chargers pulled this one out, if that makes any sense at all.